Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. Now, we have this kind of very intriguing topic to go talk about over here because we've actually had one of these really big things I brought up on my channel a few different times. And this is actually one of the biggest kind of scams and almost kind of atrocities going on within the PlayStation 5 universe. Mainly for all this type of stuff, as we see it, as we look at it, it's just been not good. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about over here, as I'm in my cool little comfy couch setup over here for Vegas, don't worry, we'll go into small cam in a second. But this is in regards to Abandon. Now, Abandon was actually a game that was meant to be and kind of rumored to be tied in with Silent Hill. So this is in regards to Kojima, and like people were assuming it was a secret studio, cool like horror game. It was promoted by the PlayStation devs with unique features that we've never had a chance to see before. And with all of that, a lot of folks were getting really hyped up for it. But now this was supposed to be released in 2021. And as you guys know, we're pretty much halfway into 2022, and as well, there's been even more bad stuff coming out. So we're going to talk about this because GameSpot themselves did a pretty big, in-depth talk about it, and well, I just want to kind of bring it up with you guys as well. As well, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console Controller, Twitter and Twitch stream down below, the Weeble and Coinbase down below, and all the usual sellout links down below. And please make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe because I'm going through all this stuff on my vacation because I love you guys. I want to talk about this, mainly because I did bring this up on my channel itself, so I almost feel like morally obligated to want to go talk about this even more. So let's go talk about a little bit more of a deep dive on the horrors of Abandon, the Silent Hill game that never actually happened. So with this, as you guys have a chance to go and see, we've kind of showed up this blue box stuff a lot. Now, I might just go no webcam because it doesn't really even look that good. Well, back to our normal setup soon. But for this, Blue Box Game Studios did a lot of this kind of cheesy promotion. So they had like Abandon. It was equals first letter S, last letter L, reveal closing in, hashtag PlayStation. This is back in like June 15th, forever ago, and even more has come out. So a lot of people are assuming, oh my god, S, silent, oh my god, last letter L, hill. Like a lot of, there's so much hype if you guys remember this. Like a lot of they put like mountains in the background of their YouTube. They changed up so much other various stuff, and it was really, really bad. Because as you guys can even sell, like even the article, I'll kind of chime in through it as we're going through it, a lot of folks are like, oh my god, this wasn't really that unreasonable. I mean, because Kojima's done stuff like this before, twice different times. First, when he was briefly hit behind a fake studio, and as well, he was a stand-in developer with the pseudonym Joachim Mongrin to sell the charade, and before even revealing all that type of stuff behind the stunt, and the team's game studio was actually his next project, Metal Gear Solid 5, under Konami. And all this type of stuff, too, as well, was like these hidden projects. So, like, PT was also with 778s, another studio invented whole cloth so Kojima could surprise players, too, as well, which was also the long-awaited Silent Hill sequel. So basically, for those few days, too, Abandon could have arguably been passed from the Kojima roost, and a lot of the theories kind of blew up the company, if you guys remember some of the stuff. I myself was a part of it. I thought it was a crazy, crazy thing, because a lot of this stuff could have been phenomenal. It really could have been the next Silent Hill, and we just never knew about it. And there was, like, forums, there was tweets, there was threads, there was even my own YouTube videos as well, which is why I'm making this video. And a lot of the stuff has all been, like, documented and talked about and basically debunked, but more so it's important that afterwards, like, that basically a lot of folks are seeing stuff afterwards. So over time, he seemed to bend the direction of the game, so the maker of the game itself, and it's competent to retrofit with fans or sing. So basically, they thought it was Silent Hill. So then, after everyone's assuming it's Silent Hill, he kind of played into it to try to get extra additional promotion and talk and everything else, which, in my mind, at the end of the day, makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. So, and also, a lot of fans are also teasing out, Metal Gear Solid. It would make a lot of sense, too, with the horror story as well. Basically, they were kind of just, changed up everything on the fly the best they could. But the big issue is still that there's still so many mysteries because we still have not gotten a game from it and everything else. So, basically, the Conoram has said that roughly 50 people, including outsourcing studios, are working on Abandon. So who's paying these 50 people working in the studio? No one knows. And as well, we don't even know if those are even real people at this point. And also, the Dutch Chamber of Commerce confirmed with GameSpot that Blue Box was actually found in 2015 with 10 employees, and to date, Blue Box's registration with the Chamber of Commerce has never been updated to as well. So that's even a more kind of weird schemy stuff, because this is it just doesn't add up. Nothing ever adds up. So basically, the old representative told GameSpot its business responsibility to update details such as this. He did update its registration twice in the last 7 years, once to change the business address, and to also have a different name too as well. It also Pixelmonico, which we'll worry about in the future. So much of what GameSpot also learned too about that, as well, comes with a knowledge of private and very exclusive online chat rooms. This is where it kind of gets a little bit more on the interesting side. So sources say since last fall, this has been a space where Karam would share game materials such as screenshots, animations, and even a page of the game script. The group's original iteration was composed of roughly a dozen fans from one of the Discord servers that sprang up to study the mysteries surrounding the game. He also handpicked those who to invite based on who he researched, he told once was in the group. Though this group actually apparently was also like pretty hardcore in terms of secrecy, because no one knew like this game never came out still, so it's like everyone's like, what's going on still? Some of these were even made to sign like vague NDAs too as well, and according to sources, Kararam sought agreeable fans, and when some members of the group would challenge him on empty promises and discrepancies between public and private comments, he would kick them out or make basically new smaller groups. So basically this guy was acting like a high schooler, where it's like if someone disagrees, they just kick him, or if they just go make a brand new group chat without him. It's like when you don't like your grandma because she doesn't know how to send memes, you just kind of awkwardly sit in there for a little while, And apparently the same group too as well has gone through roughly a half dozen as iterations. So like they can't even go and keep the game working, let alone having just a normal Discord group and Discord chat talking about this stuff, which is insane. It's like just basically new fans and new hyper fans and basically trying their best to string them along. And we've also been like, I've heard a little bit of rumors with this, and I wouldn't doubt it because I see it with like crypto and NFT groups that they can maybe, I'm almost kind of surprised that we haven't seen more leaks of them basically coming on out to be like, hey, like give me $500, we'll let you play the game early. Hey, give us $100, you can see Silent Hill early. Like I'm surprised I haven't seen that. So a lot of these groups too as well as describe Karan as a duplicitous and prone to mood swings. So let alone is this like a huge scam because the game never came out and they're trying to like sell out pre-orders, and they've done this with previous other games, and that was well on top of this too with them doing like these weird fake Discord groups and harassing people and like making people upset who might just be fans of their games. They also would also on top of this too and have like huge mood swings, getting big arguments instead of working on the game, which if you have a game that's supposed to be coming out, just make the game itself, and basically be asking all these for updates. They need to apologize later on, and sure, it's like stress, but like he's not even making the game if he's just in there arguing with people in the first place. Also, other people telling GameSpot too that like they admitted to keeping some people in the groups just so they can leak things he had previously shared with them too as well, which who even knows if that's even real. Like what if they're just like fake things or fake animations and fake pictures from other groups? So he took to sending voice messages, which sources felt was a strategy used by him to avoid screenshots of conversations, which is also even more skeptical and weird and strange. Like this is just like the biggest strangest thing to live on, because it just doesn't seem like anything's ever happening, and it doesn't ever seem like this is like a legitimate game at this end of the day. It's kind of nuts. And as well, a lot of folks too as well are like just like trying their best to keep their private circle on top of that. He'd like publicly deny everything and all this other type of stuff. It's awful, and like it just kind of goes to show that like everything put together would be rough. And because like this is like I think more of the bigger scam. So there's actually some big stuff too as well, where there's like he had like you guys can kind of see some of this. Like he would go and speak upon like potential business partners as scammers, including Nora Studio, an established team he once planned to commission for artwork in the game. So now he's like kind of calling out other people and calling other people scammers when he's a scammer. According to the sources too as well, Karama used similar sentiments to describe various producers, including Summer Games Fest, Jeff Knightley, and the team behind Games Writer's future game show as well. So like he's like kind of just basically calling everyone, this whole entire gaming community, scammers when he's a scammer at the end of the day. And this is crazy news for me to go and talk about, even see in the first place. Like this has like been nuts since it's been kind of coming on out. And as well, whenever the game's schedule showings were delayed, which is still at this point of me making this video still has not been like released, and as well people are like, what's going on? It's still been getting worse and worse and worse. And he was trying to go keep stuff, with PlayStation, because PlayStation was changing so many different features and had like mobile plans with it too as well. And he was going to go and visit people, for all this type of stuff. But one of the big things over here is they even try to call out Sony, where Sony literally says like, hey, I have a not so random question for you, LOL. It's actually that I trust you, and I'm more so looking for storage space or so in the US, because now I was trying to put the blame on Sony, because Sony told me that the US versions of the physical game can't be shipped overseas. So instead of looking for a storage hub and having me actually have to go there, I wanted to ask, would you be available to do this for me? So instead of looking for a spot, have the stock delivered to an address you have access to, and then ship it overseas to the Blue Box address. You will get a fee, of course. And now this is kind of crazy too, because there's like people like they're trying to either scam up like Sony, and try to go work with other folks and basically have arrangements. And this is why I think sometimes it maybe gets scary, because what if someone got a huge like storehouse warehouse facility, and they just never actually had a chance to go and basically sell the game. Like they just basically maybe paid like a few $1,000s for it, and then they're like, hey, we'll pay you in 6 months when the game comes out, and then the game never comes out. So now they're just scamming people in their community in the first place. Or if you guys look at some of the other like things too as well, where they have like some of these NDAs that we mentioned too as well on top of this, which was like, hey, like we'll give you more details and information, everything else, tied on in. Or as well, we also had some of the other things too, where they have like, hey, I'm sending you some agreements too as well. We're calling the cost, one-time fees too on top of that. It's early for me to set a rate because the pricing is supposed to be confirmed with Sony. So this guy's trying to make deals and scam people and scam everything else as well. But the fee would cover all expenses for shipping, packaging, proning, etc., and still give you enough revenue as profit. So at this point, like he's basically trying to be like, oh, hey, Sony's going to give us money. Hey, people in my Discord, like, I'll hook you guys up, just I got to get my payday from Sony, which obviously, as you guys know, is just never has been consistent and confirmed as of right this second. And, like, everything else is, like, so crazy. Like, they're getting, like, $1,500, and at this end of the day, we don't even know if the game is still even confirmed. And on top of this, too, there's even people that are even, like, only 12 years old in the first place. Like, they were just, like, somehow still on this and being loud and rude as well. Like, just everything on top of this was just awful, with them saying rude words and toxic communities and everything else. So I kind of want to hear your thoughts and comments down below on this one. Because like you guys can see, like a lot of people were just excited for this game and excited to like hopefully maybe play a cool horror game or a cool Silent Hill game or a Kojima game or whatever. And then just everyone out here just turned to a toxic community where it kind of seemed like people were afraid with the NDAs on top of this because they're making people sign these NDAs and they don't want to get sued and they don't want to lose all their money. And then you have these people out here trying to beg for money for storage and for shipping and blaming Sony for all their issues. And at the end of the day, this was a really bad situation. Like it's probably even worse and worse and worse because when I go into the article itself, but man, it's just been nonstop. So give me your thoughts and comments down below as well. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 digital console controller. Twitter and Twitch streams down below. The Webull Coinbase is down below, and all the other good stuff too as well. Hope you guys have all been enjoying the videos too on top, and then kind of give me your thoughts and comments down below too as well. You guys are all lovely, and I'll see you guys up in the next one. Love you guys.